All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into an incredible engineered roadmap to financial independence. We're going to get our hands dirty with the very first stage, building the foundation.
So we're jumping straight into stage one, the foundation. And we're covering two steps that are so tightly connected, they're really two sides of the same coin. A coin that is absolutely essential for everything that comes next.
It's not money that determines if you'll be free. It's how you think about it. You're not poor. You just think like an employee. So where does this all come from? Well, the strategy we're breaking down today was developed by Tamir Kaham, the creator of The Golden Path to Financial Independence. And what makes his approach so unique, so powerful, is how he blends modern systems engineering with this timeless financial wisdom. Stuff inspired by classics like The Richest Man in Babylon. Today, we're digging into the first two crucial steps of his 13-step plan. So you might be wondering, is this for me? Well, it's really built for salaried folks who just have that nagging feeling that there has to be a better way, a way to move from being financially dependent to owning your own assets and ultimately your own time. It's for anyone who feels like money is just something that happens to them instead of something that works for them. You know that feeling, right, where you recognize your whole setup is kind of fragile because it's tied directly to the hours you put in? Okay, before we go another step, we have to get this one distinction crystal clear. Financial independence is not the same thing as being wealthy. Not even close. Financial independence is a specific, measurable, almost mechanical state. It's simply the point where the income from your assets covers your living expenses. That's the target. That's the whole goal. Wealth, having a huge surplus of cash, that's just a potential byproduct that might come way, way later. Our focus, the entire point of this system, is getting to financial independence first. And this brings us to what might be the most powerful idea in this entire first stage. The reason you might be struggling financially isn't because you're bad with money or you have some kind of moral flaw. No way. It is a system design problem. Think of your financial life like a machine. If you don't like the results it's kicking out, you don't just pedal harder. That's exhausting. No, you have to re-engineer the machine itself. Which, of course, begs the question, if it's just a systems problem, why do so many budgets and financial plans just completely fall apart? What are we all getting wrong? They fail because, honestly, most people are trying to build a skyscraper on a swamp. It's true. They jump straight to the tactics, the cool investing apps, the complex budgeting spreadsheets, without ever building a solid foundation. Stage one, where we are right now, is all about pouring that concrete so that everything else we build on top of it actually has a chance to stand. So let's pour that concrete. It all starts with step one, upgrading your financial identity. This is all about the who you are. It's a fundamental shift in how you see yourself, and it has to happen in your head long before it ever shows up in your bank account. And let's be super clear, this has nothing to do with quitting your job tomorrow. It's about adopting a new way of thinking while you're still employed. So what's the shift? It's moving from an employee mindset to an asset owner mindset. The employee mindset runs on a simple, deeply ingrained formula. Your time equals your money. So your security comes from a steady paycheck. But here's the catch. If you stop trading your time, the money stops. An asset owner, on the other hand, runs on a totally different equation. Their systems equal their money. Their security comes from owning income-producing assets, things that work for them whether they're sleeping, on vacation, or even at their day job. Why does this matter so much? Because there's a powerful chain of events here. Your identity, how you truly see yourself, drives your behavior, your day-to-day actions. And of course, your behavior is what produces your results. So if you want to change your financial outcomes, you can't just try to change what you do. You have to start one level deeper, with who you believe you are. Let's make this super real with a quick test. Imagine you get an unexpected $5,000 bonus. The employee identity defaults to consumption. Maybe a vacation, a new TV, and the result? A little bit of fun, sure, but then you're right back where you started. But the asset owner sees that $5,000 not as spending money, but as capital. Their default behavior is to put it to work. The result? That money starts generating more money. Same cash, different identity, radically different outcome. Okay, so you've made that mental switch. You're starting to think like an asset owner. That's your engine. But an engine with no destination is, well, it's useless, right? It's like starting your car and just driving around in circles. You're burning fuel, but you're not actually getting anywhere. And that brings us right to step 2, defining where you're going. This is where we stop vaguely dreaming about being rich someday and turn this whole thing into a solvable engineering problem. We need a target, a specific destination to plug into our financial GPS. And we're going to measure our progress toward that target with a brilliantly simple tool, the Financial Independence Index, or just the FI Index.
And the formula could not be simpler. Seriously, it's just your monthly passive income divided by your monthly living expenses. That's it. Thinking about some huge multi-million-dollar number is just paralyzing, but a simple monthly ratio, that's a problem we can actually solve. So let's say your expenses are $5,000 a month and you're generating $500 in passive income. Your FI index is 0.10. Boom, you're 10% free. When your assets grow to produce $2,500 a month, your index hits 0.50. You're halfway home. And the moment that number hits 1.00, you're done. You've won. Your time is yours again.
Now, let's bring these two huge ideas together, because they aren't just two separate steps on a list. No, they are designed to lock into each other to create a single, unshakable launchpad for everything else. You see, step 1 defines who you are, an asset owner. That's your engine. Step 2 defines where you're going, an FI index of 1.0. That's your destination. Without the new identity, you don't even have the psychological drive to start the journey. And without the destination, that powerful engine has no direction. But you put them together, and you finally have a stable, powerful platform to build your entire financial future on. And this visual really drives the point home. You can see it right there. These first 2 steps are the absolute bedrock of the entire 13-step strategy. Without this foundation, everything else, from saving to investing, is just built on shaky ground. Now, a quick but very important note. This content is for educational purposes only. It is not, and it should not be taken as, personalized financial advice. There are no guarantees of any specific results. You are 100% responsible for doing your own research, for consulting with qualified professionals, and for making your own financial decisions. So what are the key things to take away from this? First, your real financial problem isn't your paycheck. It's your mental operating system. You have to shift that identity first. Second, the FI index is your secret weapon, your monthly compass to freedom. It makes the goal manageable. And finally, when you combine that new identity, the who, with a clear vision, the where, you finally have a concrete plan. Now that we know who we are and where we're going, our next explainer will get into the how with steps 3 and 4, financial mapping and conscious budgeting. And to go even deeper into all this, I highly recommend you check out the source material on the Golden Path to Financial Independence YouTube channel. And hey, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss our next breakdown. And that's our look at the foundational steps of this powerful strategy. Just remember, the most important work here doesn't start in a spreadsheet or a stock portfolio. It starts right between your ears. So the question I want to leave you with is, which operating system are you running today?